I found Photoshop or designing as a cope-up mechanism for the stress which I
had in your engineering. Okay, nice.
So UI UX design is nothing but you will be creating a digital product such as like apps, websites, software applications, so on. Okay.
Even my dad was a little scared. Okay, what will you do
for the future?
Then I thought, okay, this is a good field. I explained everything to them, like this is UX, this is UI.
Actually, UX is the main part. UI is a sub-part of UX.
UX, okay. Hi, in this episode, we will be talking to two UI UX designers from GUVI, Anita Prabhakaran and Kiran Karthi Suresh, where they'll be sharing their experiences as UI UX designers, their roles and responsibilities, and how to become a UI UX designer. So let us know a little bit about Anita and Kiran. So tell us about your journey as UI UX designer.
Basically, myself, Kiran Karthi. So I have been with GUVI as a product designer for the past 2.5 years. So this journey started, I think, way back after my 12th exams. So I wanted to pursue architecture because I was more interested towards drawing. But due to some reasons or some family circumstances, I was not able to get into a good college for architecture.
Okay.
I tried all the architecture exams. I can't get into a good college.
Architecture college.
So since I'm not, my family is not from an architectural background, they have some concerns. So then I did the next thing which everyone does, right? So I did engineering. I went for counselings in all colleges, and in Saktra I got into mechanical engineering, which was a sandwich course, which has duration as architecture, 5 years.
5 years, yeah, of course.
The first year went well. So discovering new friends, exploring places. So it went good.
The first year went well. What do you mean? I'm waiting for the story, yeah.
So when the second year started, right, I went into the department. So that is when the L started. So first year went well and the second year was L, okay? So then when the second year started, the department had all the subjects which I dreaded the most, okay? So I went in a little depression. And luckily, at one point of time when the college had a leave break, I went to my home and I was doing something, and my father introduced me to Photoshop. So because he wanted that, you learn something like Photoshop or Illustrator so that you can do something other than engineering as well.
Yeah.
Right? So he introduced me to that. So, I found Photoshop or designing as a cope-up mechanism for the stress which I
had in your engineering. Okay, nice.
So then I started editing my profile DPs for WhatsApp, Facebook.
So that's how you started.
I edited my photos and I put it as DP, and my friends will go, wow, what an editor, like this.
Oh, nice.
So then someone asked me then if you can design a logo for this college event or this college.
Nice.
I said, okay, maybe we can try that other one also. Why not? Then I started designing logos, and then from there I went to designing posters for posters for college events and culturals and all. And then after that, at one point of time, I thought like, okay, out of Photoshop, what and all can we learn? So then I shifted from out of Photoshop to Illustrator. And from Illustrator, I designed UI icons and all for, when I did an intern or a freelance project, I designed UI icons. And I thought at that time, maybe I could become a graphic designer. I was pretty much convinced that I will become a graphic designer once I graduate, okay? But in the last final year of my college, right? So I did an intern with a company as a graphic designer, where I thought, I got maybe a fatigue or a creative block kind of thing. Where I thought that, okay,
obviously, yeah,
design is kind of a monotonous job. I need to design 3 to 4.
You thought graphic design is monotonous job.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, monotonous because I was doing the same thing again and again.
Of course.
So now I'm in a situation where, oh my God, I thought graphic design was light. Oh, what will I do?
Of course.
So and then one of my relatives, my aunt, okay. So she introduced me to UI UX design. But at that time, before the COVID era, right? So UI UX was not that.
Yeah.
So it was like one page.
Budding, yeah.
Yeah. So that time, everyone was, even my dad was a little scared. Okay, what will you do?
For the future. Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, this is a good field. I explained everything to them, like this is UX, this is UI, this is what we do. So we create products, we create apps, we create websites. So then I convinced them and I joined a boot camp in my final year, UX design. And then COVID happened.
Of course.
Yeah, so
it's a turning point.
one of the boot camp went into, I think, 10-month boot camp. And then after the boot camp, I was applying for jobs and I joined GUVI, and since then I'm working here as a product designer.
That's amazing. What a story. I mean, like, you came from like architectural background, you wanted there, and then your father supported, your aunt supported.
Now, when I look back, I think like most of the architects now, right, they are foraying into UX design.
Designing.
Okay, I thought maybe even if I did architects also, maybe
you would have been destined to be here. Okay. So, do you have any DP story like Kiran, Anita? What is your story of?
It's a little bit different from Kiran. So actually, after completing the school, I wanted to pursue architecture, like Kiran said. But after that, there was not much guidance at that time. So I obviously took engineering and I learned like EEE at that time.
Nice.
During my second year, there was a event which is like symposium, right? So there was one competition going on. It's for like a logo design for the EEE event.
Wow.
So I went and designed a logo and it got selected.
Wow.
I was not even thinking that it will get
Selected or not.
So after that, I was designing some posters. There were like a design team. There I was doing some works. At the final year, I got placed in the company, in an MNC company, and there I joined a job. It is like a support engineer role.
Okay.
Oh, for the past 4 years, I was doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So in 2020, I got like so frustrated with that job because it's like a mundane task.
Yeah, of course.
There were two parts. One is repetitive task and other part will be like problem solving, which I enjoyed the most.
Mm-hmm.
But then I looked for something else, so to switch careers. So after that, I wanted to be in tech, but I wanted to do something creative.
That's it.
I came to know about the UI UX course.
Of course.
So after that, after COVID, like 2021, I joined a course. Before that, I was learning like a self-based learner.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing courses online, and then there was an event conducted online. It's like a hackathon, International Women's Hackathon.
Wow.
I joined that hackathon, and surprisingly, we won the hackathon.
Wow. So wherever you went, you won as a designer. That's how it is here.
So it happened. Then after, in 2022, I joined a boot camp, like Kiran said. So it was like a 6-month boot camp. I completed the course there and I got offered in GUVI.
That's amazing. So when Kiran was telling his story and you were telling your story, why particularly architecture in the first place? And then it turned, I don't know. I'm thinking like, wow, architecture. But I think everything that is related to design is what lured you inside UI UX design, right? So when we are talking about UI UX design, there would be multiple people who want to understand what is UI UX design, right? Why can't you just tell me what actually is UI UX design from you? It's directly coming from a UI UX designer, so it would make much more sense than anybody else saying it, right? So
sure. So UI UX design is nothing but you will be creating a digital product such as like apps, websites, software applications, so on. Okay. So in UI design, you will be focusing on the visual elements part, which is like when you interact with the app, you will see the interface, right? It is all about the look and feel of the product. Whereas UX is behind the scenes. So when you have to develop a product, you have to go to the research part will be there, testing will be there, and analytics will be there. All the ones comes under the UX part. So in UX, we'll be considering the overall user experience of the product from the start point to end point. We'll be taking the user, like they have to lead a happy path.
sure.
Focus that UX thing.
Okay, so both of it combined together is what we always hear, right? But they are slightly different from each other, or they are one and the same. They are not.
Actually, UX is the main part. UI is a subpart of UI.
UX. Okay, so that is how it goes. Right. When we talk about UI UX designing, as Anita said, like UI is a subpart of UX, etc. Right? So who can actually become? Because as aspirants of architecture before, you guys are like shining as UI UX designers, right? So who can become UI UX designers? Can anyone be that?
I think anyone can be
Okay.
that, but the only thing is like you need to have the passion for design and you need to solve problems. So that's the main criteria for becoming a designer. I mean, not just UI UX. You can also become a graphic designer if you want, or a UI UX designer, and we have like a motion graphic designer as well, right? So the main thing about design is that you need to have the passion for design. I don't know anything about design, so I started as a coping mechanism for my stress, and then I found graphic design, and then I forayed into, and then I found UI UX design, right?
Mhm.
So since like that, you need to have that passion. So maybe everyone, I mean, UI UX cannot be everyone's cup of tea, or graphic design cannot be everyone's cup of tea, or more than graphics, right?
True.
So you need to find what design is your cup of tea. So that's you need to. I mean, to find that cup of tea, you need to have that passion.
Passion, yeah. So when you talk about passion, right? As UI UX designers, what are the things that you guys, especially, I want to ask both of you as UI UX designers, how did you find out that path, right? So how did you forge that path? As you said, your story is there. But when you realize that, oh my God, this is what I wanted to do. So how was it for you, Anita, in the first place? And
Okay, as I said in my story, I first started with the self-courses, like self-paced courses. Like you can go to the YouTube, Google, and we have like a ChatGPT, Gemini AI, you can Google it. And after that, if you really like the course, and there are like free courses available online. So you can take that course. It will be like a 10-hour course or 15 hours course. So if you like the course, you can do a boot camp. Or if you really want to get into the field and you have to reach a higher level, you can even take a design degree. There are BDes and MDes degrees are available. But to become a UX designer or UI designer, degree is not at all needed. But we don't have a design background.
yeah.
But if you have a degree, you can go into much good places or higher companies like manufacturing companies and all, because they'll expect that
Of course.
degree or 10 plus 15 years of
Experience.
need. Yeah. So that's an added advantage.
Okay.
Or else you can do our courses, boot camps or workshops, or you can learn on your own. So this
Great.
would be the-
Okay, when you said like 10 to 15 years of experience, right? I immediately like go inside these LinkedIn and all these platforms where, freshers and amateurs and everyone who is starting to be aspirants and everyone, they will be like applying for the job. But unfortunately, the job will have like 10 plus 15 years of experience. And it will also have very basic tasks of what, a beginner would do, right? So how could they find the passion and how could they get into the field, you think, Kiran?
Maybe I will tell how I found my passion for UI UX design.
That would be great, yeah.
So maybe someone who are in the same mindset as me can relate to me. Okay?
Sure.
So the thing is like from my childhood days, I'm a big fan of detective novels. Okay, so I read Audi Boys, Nancy Drew, Famous Five, Secret Seven. I read all their series. Okay, so when I was feeling that graphic design is a little fatigue for me, so or it's not cup of my tea, someone introduced me to UX design, right? So when I start reading about UX design, I compared it to a detective novel or a case kind of thing. So like you need to have a crime scene, which is the problem of a UX UX problem, and you need to do some research, which is like collecting evidence and the things and that, and you need to find the culprit. I mean, you need to have a user persona. I mean, which is the UX term. So in the detective term, they will be like, they will have some culprits of, they will have some sketches of culprits and that. So they will be finding the culprits, and based on the evidences, they will narrow down to one culprit, and they will say that these one would get, right? So I kind of related UX to that. And I got, I got more enthusiastic. Okay, maybe we can, I need to find a problem. I need to do all the research. So how is this problem is occurring? And who is the culprit who is doing this problem? And I need to design or create a solution where I can solve this problem, right? So it made me more curious, and it was a thing that was driving me towards UI UX, okay? There are times when I feel like, okay, maybe this is also not my cup of tea. And maybe then I think of this story, okay, maybe this is what motivated me to come into this field, right? So maybe I need to forge more, or I need to learn more about what is happening, or I need to do something more to confirm that this is the thing which I need to do.
Great. So I'm hearing stories of, designing, architecture, detective novels and whatnot. So let us unfold and talk about, various roles, because I'm hearing so many roles here. Maybe you wanted to be a detective or something. Please let us know what are the roles that, as in UI UX designing background one can have.
Okay. So apart from UX designer and UI designer job roles, there are various other job roles. Now we have like so many specializations. Some are like UX research and UX writer and UX strategist, visual designers, motion designers, product designers. Product designers are the combination of both UX design and UI design plus business goals.
Now,
To take account into 3 of that, and they have to design according to that.
I think we have more than 7 to 8 fields inside.
UI,
Yeah, like we have UX copywriter as well.
Okay.
Everything which you do as a marketing team, right? Everything comes under UI UX as well.
Okay, so we will be unlocking so many other things while we are talking about UI UX design, right? But when you were saying about multiple roles, as even you were saying, Kiran, I wanted to understand, and I want our audience also to understand, is there any specific courses for each and every specialization inside? Do you know any of the courses that people can take, or is there any books that you guys read as UI UX designer that could help them?
As of now, there are no separate courses for the some domains we said, right? Like UX copywriter or UX thing. Right?
Sure.
There are no courses, specific courses for that. So everything comes under the UI UX course only. So once you get in the field, right? So after, you'll be working for 2 to 3 years as UI UX designer. So after that, when you go to an higher position, you will be you will be allowed a separate part of a design part only. Okay. So at that time, you can decide whether you want to become a writer or you want to become an UX architect or you want to become an interaction designer. So until then, you need to take care of all the domains.
All the domains.
Yeah.
Okay.
In India, we have like smaller companies, right? In smaller companies, everything will be done by one designer, all the roles. So if you're going to climb up the ladder and go to the big companies, you'll be having like these specific job roles. So if you, like Kiran said, if you have those experience, like if you are good in research, you can be a UX researcher. Or if you are good in visual design, you can be a UI designer or visual designer. So if you're good in both, you can pursue product design. So it will be like that.
Amazing. So as UI UX designer, doing all the jobs in India is going to be literally helpful is what you are getting at. Great. So as UI UX designers, right, what does different roles and your working style on day-to-day basis look like? For example, Anita, you can tell me how it looks like for you. And Kiran, I would also like to have your experience on day-to-day basis of all the activities.
Actually, we both have different roles. So I'm a UX designer here. So mostly my 80% of the work will be in UX and only 20% of the work I will do the UI, the designing part. So in UX, what I do is like the research. So if there is a problem or if I need to design a landing page or something, I first do the research. And in that research, I analyze our competitors, what is good in there or what they have missed out so we can add it there and all that. And then we have like the UX principles and techniques which will attract the users to buy our products. So the kind of things, we have to note down all the things. And also, if it's not a new product, we'll be having the data, right? So based on that data, we'll do the research, we'll analyze everything and what went well or what
did not go.
Is users using a product right? And do they have any problems? All those things. And I'll make a note of it. And after that, when it comes to redesign, we'll think of all the terms which we did in the user research and I'll make the wireframes. So this have to come here, we have to redesign this part, so those many things. And after that comes the UI thing. So we have the brand guidelines and according to the brand guidelines, we have to design the website or app.
Okay. Amazing. So what does your role look like?
So nowadays, actually, when I was a single designer for a product, right? So I pretty much did what Anita used to do. But since now I'm managing a team of 6 people, so now my roles are what I do on a daily basis. Like as we are a tech company, right? So landing page is our main source of income. Okay. So they generate leads and revenue and all. Of course. The marketing people have a lot of requirements. So like for the webinars, they want a page. For the course pages, they want a page, right? So I understood what their need is, and I understand what their needs and what needs to be done. I put a mental frame and I convey it to any designers who are available, who are going to take that job, right? So I will tell that, okay, maybe last time we did this, maybe we can do a little bit of thing, and they will start working on that.
Sure.
So I just guide them on, okay, go in this way. Maybe last time this didn't work. This didn't give a lot of revenue or a lot
Of
of
course.
conversions. Okay. So maybe we can try a different thing, or we can try a different cooperating thing. So I will be suggesting most of that. And I will also looking after I will be asking some ones for myself.
Yeah.
So I will be designing for that task.
You both were talking. I understood that a lot of things that come from UI UX design also come from different teams as well, right? So when Kiran said, marketing team would be needing this, maybe sales team would be needing a different thing, maybe another designing team will be needing different details, maybe us as YouTube team, we will be needing different things, right? So how do you guys work with different teams?
So the one main important skill of UX design is collaboration. Okay, so we collaborate with other teams like marketing, web developers, and product managers, everyone. So marketing team, they'll assign us a task, or they'll say the requirement. So we need this and this. So after that, we'll do all the research part, and we'll design a landing page. And then after that, some pages will be developed by the developers, and then we'll move on to the developing team. And in some cases, they'll have the constraints. So they can't, of course, go live with our design. So then we have to iterate the design, and then we have to again go to the developing team, and they'll bring it live. So these are the collaboration part.
Okay, so collaboration is one thing. What do you think while working with other teams would be one important skill or many important skills that a UI UX designer should have? Kiran?
I think sometimes some marketing team may need a page at a very shorter time, but on a design perspective, it's not maybe possible, or it may take. I mean, if we have more time, means we can give a good design, a good landing page. Okay? At that time, we need to negotiate. So okay, I need 4 days of time. They need it in 2 days of time. Maybe we can have it in 3 days. Like it will be like a negotiation thing. So at one point of time, we'll be zeroing on a common point. So okay, maybe their expression will be like, okay, I don't want 100% of working page. I don't want the perfect page. Maybe I can have a page which is workable. Okay, so maybe we can iterate it again and again. Maybe and make it if we give it at a 60% level, right? So maybe we can work it again and again and make it to 100%. So since you are asking for more time, right? So maybe we can do that kind of work. So it will be like more kind of a negotiation thing. So so we will be. I mean, that's the main thing. I think as a UX designer or as a UX designer, you need to calculate on yourself. Okay, so finding common grounds. So you should not compromise yourself as well, or else marking or other team's time as well.
Amazing. So I'm saying collaboration, negotiation, and finding common grounds. So many things that are necessary for a UI UX designer, right? So before moving into the next segment of what we will be talking, right, I would just want to know what is the most important skill that you cultivated as a UI UX designer, and I would like to ask the same question to you after Anita, Kiran.
Okay, so one main important skill for the UX designer is the problem solving mindset, because it's not always about the pretty designs or visually aesthetic designs. It's all about the problem solving. So they should have that mindset first. So in design, it's not about the UI.
There goes my belief system.
It's all about both UX and UI. And next one will be like the empathy. Because as a UX designer, you should empathize with your users, because we are the advocate of our users, right?
Sure.
So what we do is we will understand their pain points, their motivations, their needs, their goals, what they want, everything. And then we have to we should not compromise the user pain points. And also we have to take consideration of the business goals as well. So considering all that, we have to come up with a solution. That's the main point.
Amazing, amazing. What about you, Kiran? What did you cultivate as you?
I'll stick to the same point which I said for the before question, right? Finding a common ground. Those skills are important. Apart from, in addition to that finding the common ground when you are speaking when you are collaborating with all the teams, right? That's the biggest skill. I mean, you cannot say that this is a perfect common ground or this is a perfect thing which can work for everything, right? So you need to analyze for each task, each problem which you encounter, right?
Amazing, superb.